Welcome to our deep dive into the intriguing question: if carbon offsets work, why not let everyone pollute? In this video, we'll explore the complex world of carbon offsets and why, despite their growing popularity, they may not be as effective in combating climate change as many believe. From the issues of moving rather than reducing pollution to the potential for greenwashing, we'll address why carbon offsets often serve as a luxury for the wealthy. Join us as we unravel the paradox of pollution and offsets, and discuss the urgent need for real emissions reductions. 1. Carbon offsets don't reduce pollution, they just move it around. Carbon offsets have been touted as a solution to reduce pollution, but in reality, they merely shift the responsibility. Offsets allow companies and individuals to pay for pollution reductions elsewhere instead of cutting their own emissions. Picture a world where everyone kept their trash in their own backyard. Instead of cleaning it up, what if they simply paid someone else to do it in a different location? The trash is still there, just not in their direct line of sight. This is essentially what happens with carbon offsets. While they might seem like a noble gesture, they do not directly reduce the amount of pollution released into the environment. Instead, they perpetuate a cycle where pollution is simply moved around, not eradicated. 2. Offsets are a luxury for the rich. When it comes to carbon offsets, the playing field is far from level. The wealthy can afford to buy carbon neutrality, while ordinary people face increasing restrictions and taxes. Imagine carbon offsets as a VIP ticket to continue polluting without guilt. For the affluent, these offsets are just another line item in their budgets, allowing them to maintain their lifestyles while claiming to be environmentally conscious. Meanwhile, those with less financial flexibility bear the brunt of environmental policies and taxes, often without the means to purchase their way to a cleaner conscience. This disparity raises questions about fairness and the true effectiveness of offsets in addressing global pollution. 3. Many offset projects are ineffective. The promise of carbon offsets often relies on projects like tree planting, but the reality is not always as green as it seems. Many of these initiatives fail due to deforestation, fires, or poor management. It's like planting seeds in a garden that no one tends to. Over time, the garden withers away, and the intended impact is lost. Some tree planting programs are poorly designed, with little consideration for the local environment or long-term sustainability. When these projects falter, the carbon offsets tied to them become meaningless, highlighting a serious flaw in the system. Without proper oversight and management, these initiatives can do more harm than good. 4. Offsets enable greenwashing. In the corporate world, greenwashing has become a common practice, and carbon offsets play a significant role in this deception. Companies claim to be carbon neutral without making real changes to their operations. It's akin to putting a band-aid on a broken bone and declaring yourself healed. By purchasing offsets, companies can present themselves as environmentally responsible while continuing to pollute at the same levels. This practice not only misleads consumers but also undermines genuine efforts to combat climate change. The allure of appearing green without the effort has made offsets a convenient tool for greenwashing. 5. Offsetting does not stop the damage. While offsets might ease the conscience of those who purchase them, they do not prevent pollution-related health issues like asthma and lung disease in local communities. The act of buying offsets does nothing to clean the air or water in areas affected by pollution. Imagine living next to a factory that continues to release harmful emissions while claiming carbon neutrality through offsets. The health risks remain unchanged for those in the vicinity. This reality underscores the limitations of offsets as a solution to the immediate and tangible impacts of pollution on human health and well-being. 6. Governments use offsets as a loophole. Instead of enforcing stricter regulations, some governments allow polluters to continue operations as long as they buy offsets. This approach can be likened to allowing criminals to pay fines instead of serving time. While it might seem like a practical solution, it ultimately fails to address the root of the problem. By offering offsets as a loophole, governments are essentially permitting pollution to persist. This policy choice raises questions about accountability and the true commitment of governments to reducing emissions and protecting the environment. 7. The market for offsets is unregulated. The carbon offset market is often likened to the Wild West, with many programs lacking transparency and verification. This lack of oversight leads to fraudulent offset claims and undermines the credibility of the entire system. It's like buying a ticket to a show that doesn't exist. The promise is there, but the reality falls short. Without stringent regulations and standards, the market becomes a breeding ground for deceit and inefficiency. Consumers and companies alike are left wondering if their investments are truly making a difference, and the potential for impact is diminished. 8. The wealthy keep polluting while preaching sustainability. Many climate-conscious billionaires offset their emissions instead of reducing their high-carbon lifestyles. It's a paradoxical situation, preaching sustainability while maintaining a carbon-heavy existence. This behavior can be compared to someone advocating for healthy eating while indulging in junk food. While offsets allow wealthy individuals to claim environmental responsibility, they do not require any real sacrifice or change in behavior. This disconnect between words and actions raises questions about the sincerity of their commitment to sustainability and the effectiveness of offsets in driving meaningful change. 9. Real emission reductions are more effective. When it comes to addressing climate change, cutting emissions directly is far more impactful than relying on offsets. Using cleaner energy sources and improving efficiency have tangible, measurable benefits. Imagine the difference between cleaning up a spill at its source versus simply placing a barrier to contain it. The former addresses the issue directly, while the latter merely delays the inevitable. Real emission reductions lead to lasting improvements in air quality and environmental health, without the uncertainties and pitfalls associated with offsets. By focusing on genuine reductions, we can make meaningful progress toward a more sustainable future.